Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be, did the narcissist know all along? Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So this is one of the questions that people want the answer to. Did the narcissist know all along what they did to you, what they wanted to do to you, and were they aware of it? Now, I have my take, I'm sure you have yours, but the fact doesn't change that whatever happened, happened, and they were the catalyst for whatever happened. So did the narcissist know what they were doing the whole time? Well, you're gonna have to watch the full video, make your own decision. My take is that the narcissist knows what they're doing because they put their clothes on the exact same way you do. They breathe the same air and they have access to the same internet. What they do is they want to weaponize everything against people. They want to take people's time. They want to take people's relationships. They want to take people's money, their health, their dreams, their hopes, their clarity, their belief in humanity. The narcissist does this and so many more things. And did they know all along what they were going to do? I believe that they did. Now, the narcissist usually goes from one person to another person. And they usually take whatever they can from one person, and when they get what they want, they usually begin to leapfrog onto another person. This is not always the case, but I will assure you the narcissist had multiple sources of supply when you were in the relationship with them. Now, you never really knew where the narcissist was when they weren't with you. They could have told you that they were at the store, and maybe they were somewhere else. They could have told you that they were getting a manicure, a pedicure, or getting their hair cut or something. Who knows where they were? Many times the narcissist likes to play that kind of game with people. They like to keep people thinking that they are in place A when they're in place B, or telling them that they're in place A, B, or C, and they're nowhere of those three places. They're somewhere else. You see, the narcissist keeps secrets, and they keep little groups of people away from each other. So when one group of people blows up or implodes, or someone gets discarded, or somebody figures out who the narcissist is, or they want nothing to do with them, the narcissist has a safe place, another person to abuse or to play the victim to, or to put a roof over their head, etc., where they can go to and regroup and perhaps get supply from that person. Nobody is safe in these toxic narcissistic relationships. Every single person that the narcissist touches, meaning anyone who comes into contact with these people, is either looked at as an opportunity, they're looked at as weak, they are looked at as something that the narcissist can take from. And this is why you really need to get the message and get the light bulb moment and go no contact. Block these people, delete them, remove them if you can. Them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. Now, if you can't do that, I understand it. Develop, create, and get ready to execute an exit plan, which is slowly remove yourself from the vicinity or the proximity or the energy of the narcissist. Number one thing you should not be doing when you're removing yourself from the narcissistic relationship is call them out. Don't call them the narcissist. Don't do any of those things. What I would be doing is I would be conserving your energy for yourself. Have the plan, know when to execute it, get ready to do it, and do it. Now again, that takes time, and the healing path takes time. Everything about the narcissistic relationship takes time, usually except for the beginning of it. Usually these relationships move along at light speed because the narcissist was just coming from a former relationship, and they probably took everything they could from that person and maybe discarded them, or what happened. But they want to enter a new one as quick as they possibly can because it fuels them up. It tells them in their tiny little pea brain that, yes, I still have what it takes to manipulate another person. Yes, I have a safe space for a couple months. Yes, maybe this person I can get to fall in love with me and we can get married and I can take all their money. Yes, this is good. I have somebody who's actually believing in me. That's why so frequently post-narcissistic relationship, you may have heard who the new supply was. Now, my hope is you didn't know who the new supply is or was. You shouldn't want to, but I get it. If you found out or someone told you, etc. Usually it's somebody that doesn't look anything like you. Not always, but usually it's somebody who's completely different. And you're saying, really, you did that? That's who you're with? Well, nothing should surprise you by now because the narcissist looks for human beings. They essentially many times don't care about the physical features exclusively or the deep pockets. They care about what they can get from in the moment. That's why the narcissist lives for the moment. They will go any which way the wind blows. They're always on the prowl, always on the search, looking for the next new shiny object, the next new opportunity, the next new person, the next opportunity to manipulate somebody. So did the narcissist know it all along? Now, they knew many things. I'll tell you this, they knew what they had done to other relationships. They knew how they blew up other relationships. And did they tell you the truth about those other relationships? Probably not. One will never know. Maybe they told you that their ex was such a toxic person, or maybe they said that their ex was the narcissist themselves, or maybe they said that their ex didn't do A, B, or C, and they played the victim card. Whatever happened in the past before you met the narcissist, I will assure you, you will never get the truth. You will never ever know where the narcissist was, what their upbringing was like, who they spent time with, what kind of relationships they had, what issues or concerns they dealt with, because they will never tell you. You may say, well, why would that be, Andrew? Why wouldn't they want to tell us or tell me? I'll tell you why, because it would make them vulnerable. That's why the narcissist lies. That's why they keep people on the hook. That's why they make things up. That's why they will tell you A, B, and C today, and in 2 months, they will say, I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about. What's your problem? I never said anything like that. That is gaslighting 101, but also maybe the narcissist legitimately didn't remember that they lied to your face and they just didn't want to bring it up and think about it. This is what the narcissist has been doing. It's what they did with you, and it's what they're doing right now. So did the narcissist know what they were doing all along? There are so many things they did know. Think about when you were breaking free from the narcissist. Let's say that you were married as an example. Well, what happened? Does the narcissist know how to drag out the legal system? Yeah, they do. Do you know why they know that? It's not because they studied 5,000 tomes of literature on how to stall out litigation, but then again, maybe they had someone do it for them and they just got the Cliff Notes version. The reason why is because they compare their relationships or their exiting relationships, perhaps from being married, if we're talking about being divorced or getting divorced, they compare it with other toxic people, and they learn what works and what doesn't work, and they learn how to stall the system, and they learn how to chew up people's time, and they learn how to keep people trapped and stuck, and they learn how to hide money. They learn how to parental alienate. They learn how to play the victim card to anybody while behind closed doors they were abusing you left, right, and center. You see, the narcissist wears many masks. They wear one mask usually inside the household, and that mask 9 times out of 10 after you move in with them, that's smashed to the ground and shattered. That's why when you do something pivotal and you enter a relationship with these people, that's why things usually change on a dime, because now they know they have you. But that would be one mask, or the lack thereof, behind the 4 walls of your house. And then out in the general public, they'll act like they're somebody else. Not all the time, but many times. And why would they be doing that? Because they're trying to trick other people. And think about this, the smear campaign, or lying, whatever you want to call it. The narcissist will tell your immediate family members whatever they want to about you, that you're doing this, or you're not doing that, or you said this, or you didn't say that. And they will believe, your immediate family members may believe what the narcissist was telling them. Because remember, most times the narcissist will say things like this: yeah, I really didn't want to tell you this, but so-and-so's got some problems. They're really not doing well with this, or this, but don't tell anybody. Think about those last words, but don't tell anybody. When the narcissist or a toxic person tells you that, what they're doing is they're hoping that you're going to do what? That's right. They're hoping you're going to tell somebody. And if you tell somebody what the narcissist told you back then, you are doing their work for them. This is what the narcissist wants. They want people doing things for them. So before you even knew what narcissism was, you probably didn't even know what the term planting a seed meant, other than to think that a farmer out in the pasture or the farm would be planting seeds and trying to harvest the crops later on, like planting carrots or cabbage or whatever it was, corn. Okay, well, yeah, that's what planting a seed means. In this day and age, it keeps that same connotation. However, there's a totally different meaning. And it's got to do with the narcissistic abusive cycle, specifically the narcissist. Planting a seed means when the narcissist or a toxic person is planting a seed in someone's mind, and they're trying to get them to do things or think a certain way or behave a certain way. So let's take a hobby as an example. Let's say that the narcissist is your sibling or your friend or somebody. And let's say that you're really good at golf, or you're really good at bowling, or you're really good at running or something. Well, the narcissist, if they're not as good at it as you are, or they don't want you to enjoy those activities or anything, whatever your activities are, They may say things like, why do you do that? It costs so much money. Or why do you do that? Like, no one does that anymore. Or that's not good for you. You shouldn't do that. And they plant a seed. Next thing you know, you stop bowling or running, etc., or golfing, whatever it was. You see, this is what happens. Now, when you go back in time, when the narcissist would tell secrets or lies, either to you or about you, or to others or about others, because they tell anybody anything they want to tell them, when they would say those words again, but don't tell anybody, or let's just keep it between us, they are trying to make whatever words they shared, let's say it was with you about somebody else, they're trying to make those words extremely valuable and important and VIP, that nobody should know about this, but I'm going to tell you. Now that makes you special. It makes you feel special, like, oh my gosh, they're trusting me with this VIP information. I'm so fortunate and grateful they're trusting me. Well, what you didn't know back then, and you're probably learning right now as you're consuming this video and I'm creating it, is that the narcissist was planting a seed of value of whatever words they told you so that you wouldn't tell anybody. But because they told you don't tell anybody, you may have told some people. And if you did that, boom, there gives life to, or light or energy to, the narcissist toxicity, to the smear campaign, or whatever they said, or whatever untruths or lies they want to spread about people. That's why all it takes is one toxic person, i.e. the narcissist, to spread lies or a smear campaign or begin something. And if enough people believe it or say it, it becomes the truth. Now, did it really happen? Of course not. But if enough people believe it, then it kind of becomes real, even though it didn't happen. And that's what the narcissist does. They are a master manipulator. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how to do it because they've done it before, or they're comparing notes with other toxic people, or they see how people took advantage of them when they were younger, perhaps, and they're like, that's never going to happen to me again. I know what to do now. I know how this person crushed me or stole my money or did whatever they did to me, so now I'm going to get back. I can't get back on that person, or I can't get revenge on that person, but I'll use whatever they did to me to the next new supply. You see, this is what the narcissist is doing. They're playing the game of life as a game of accumulation and as a game to destroy people's lives and to break people's hearts and steal their time and their money and their health and energy and everything. And so the narcissists, they do know what they're doing. They know exactly how to manipulate people, what lies to press, when to text people, when to not text people, and how to stay living in people's minds. Think about the texting. Let's talk about that for a moment. Let's say that you were in the narcissistic relationship, or maybe you're in a relationship and this is taking place. And let's say you don't live with the person who you think perhaps could be toxic. Well, you get that morning text every morning at 7 o'clock, and what does it say? Good morning, beautiful. Thinking of you. How are you? I'll be waiting for you, or things like that. And then you, because perhaps you didn't know what narcissism was, or now you're getting the wisdom, you're like, oh, they're so kind and loving, they're thinking about me. Well, then that turns into a whole bunch of emojis being sent. Next thing you know, you're looking forward to that 7 a.m. text every morning, and you're sending them all the emojis and more. If they send you 10, you would send 20. And now you think that you're falling for that person, or it's exciting because you're looking forward to the texts. And then once you show interest, and perhaps you text them one morning at 7, then they're like, yep, the trap has been set. I have them. They're now doing what I used to do, or I was doing. I don't have to do it any longer. Now I have them on the hook, and I'll act like or claim that I'm too busy, that I was at work all night, or that I can only talk later in the afternoon for a 10-minute window of the full day, because they now know that you, the person who sent the text back and we're taking the bait, you are in it. Now, how deep you're in it, can't tell you, but when you get used to the morning texts and they just disappear like that, that's a red flag if there ever was one. You see, in the narcissistic relationship, what you do not get is consistency. You do not get togetherness. You do not get the word we. You get me, I, and you. Think about your name for a moment. Did the narcissist ever use your name? Did they call you by your real name? Probably not. Maybe, but probably not. Maybe they called you a famous pet name. And I'm not going to use any specific pet names, but you know what they are. And why do you think the narcissist will call you a pet name and not use your real name? Well, I'll tell you why. Because if they don't use your real name regularly, well, that devalues you and it invalidates you and it steals your identity from you. So if they call you a pet name and then you would go to a barbecue or an event or something and they would use that same pet name with complete strangers or acquaintances or fringe people, then you're thinking, why would they call that person the same pet name they called me? I thought that was special to me. Not so fast. Nothing's special to anybody coming from the narcissist. So remember, why they don't use your name is because it's to steal your identity and your fingerprint and to have you wondering, why aren't they calling me by my name? But yet they call everybody else by their name. It's because you were one source of supply And that's how the narcissist lives their life. If they can use a pet name and call anybody they want that same name, well, they don't have to remember people's names. And it does a lot of damage to people, because when your name isn't being used, but you hear other people's names being used frequently by the person who turned out to be the narcissist, then you're scratching your head saying, why aren't they calling me by my name? I don't get it. I use their name all the time. And then what would happen? Well, I'll tell you what would happen. You would have a conversation with them about it, saying something like this: hey, why don't you call me by my name? I use your name all the time. I use everyone else's name. Why don't you use my name? And they're like, what's your problem? I don't have to call you by your name. What's the big deal? You're such a baby. You get thicker skin. You need help. I don't get it. You're always complaining about something. See, they turn it or spin it right around on you. And then when would you hear your name be called? That's right, when you were in a heated argument or a conversation that turned into a blow up. You see, the narcissist only knows one speed, and that's full speed ahead. And they're always looking to get people trapped in these narcissistic relationships and keeping them strung along as long as they possibly can, and keeping them stuck and keeping them thinking about the narcissist and wondering, can they change? Do they love me? Do they care about me? What do I matter to them, etc. It's not until you finally get that needle in a haystack and you realize that narcissism is not only prevalent on the planet, but that you were in a toxic relationship, maybe even a narcissistic one. And if that's the kind of relationship that you were in, or you're checking any of the boxes that I'm sharing with you in this video, well, you have work to be done. You've got to continue to get educated and empowered. You have to become awakened and aware, and you have to realize that perhaps, yes, perhaps, the narcissist did know all along. Again, that's for you to figure out. But I still believe that anyone of right mind and anyone who can function properly, meaning, let's say, pass a test or drive a car or keep a job or interact with human beings properly, if they can do those things, then why can't they treat you properly or appropriately? It's because they don't want to. It's because they're trying to keep you stuck. And they're trying to keep you not finding your passion or your calling or living your best life. And this is what these people do. It's what they did long before they met you. It's what they did with you, and it's what they're doing right now with other sources of supply. Now, all of these things are leading up to a few things. A couple more strange behaviors of the narcissist. Think about their smartphone. Their smartphone almost appears to be more valuable than human relationships at times. Think about what I just shared. Their smartphone, they pay more attention or pay more attention to that than they do the relationships that they're in many times. Why do you think that is? The reason it is because the smartphone provides supply for them. It provides energy and fuel for them, and they can get it 24/7 from virtually any country on the planet at their fingertips. That's why when you would be grabbing lunch with the narcissist, or you'd be in a car and with the narcissist, or you'd be at home, wherever you would be, and they would be on their phone. They'd be giggling or chuckling and looking at you, and you'd be like, what's so funny? Like, I tell me the joke, what is it? And they would say, oh, it's nothing, it's just so-and-so. You wouldn't know them, no big thing. Or they would say, oh, it's just an old high school friend, or that's just so-and-so, I just met them yesterday, and they're just telling me how they're working out and they're really doing a great job here. What is that? Well, that's invalidating, devaluing you, triangulating you, blowing up your day, your experience. This is why the narcissist loves their smartphones. And the narcissist needs to have the smartphone with them morning, noon, and night. When they go to the bathroom, they can't leave it on the dining room table or anywhere out in the open. They need to hide things on their smartphones. I'm not going to go too much into it, but you should know by now that, yeah, do we all want and need our smartphones? Yeah, in this day and age, we all should have smartphones if we have the ability to get them, because they connect us. But we use our smartphones for goodness, for wholeness, and for growth and abundance. We don't use it to manipulate people and to trap people and to keep people stuck, or to make plans and blow them up, or to make arrangements and not attend them. This is what the narcissist does. You see, the narcissist will do whatever they want to do as long as it benefits them. They don't care about helping other people. What they care about is the appearance of attending certain events, so they're getting credit for showing up or for doing something. Heaven forbid the narcissist would have to pay for something, because usually these people would be hiding their money or saving it and spending your money. And yes, the narcissist loves your money more than their money, because your money is a free waterfall of cash or liquidity that they can use until it runs out. And usually, when the money runs out, the narcissist runs out. That's how these relationships work. Many times, not always. Now, bear in mind, the narcissist, it's not one size fits all. There are micro narcissists, there are much nastier ones, and there's all different kinds in between. Just like there's different levels of empathy and different levels of people being people. The videos that I create are meant to educate you and to let you know that if you are in a toxic relationship, no matter what you want to call it, that you need to heal from it. You need to figure out that people on the planet don't have your best interest at heart. Not everybody, but there are people out there. and that other people just want to string you along and take whatever they can. And that's one of the main things that the narcissist wants to do. String people along, take whatever they can, and act like that they should thank them for taking everything from them. This is why the narcissist needs to get blocked. This is why you need to go no contact with them. And this is why you need to stop giving them chances. Because any chance you give the narcissist or a toxic person, if they haven't improved by now, they're not going to improve miraculously tomorrow. Because why? That's right, because they know what they're doing. They know how to go silent. They know how to administer the silent treatment. They know how to gaslight people. They know how to triangulate people. They know how to hang up the phone on people. They know how to not pay bills because they know the other people will pay the bills. They know how to play the legal system. They know how to play the victim. They know how to play the hero. They know how to play any role possible that has ever been created on this planet. And they are shapeshifters, and they are energy vampires, and they're people that flat out don't care about anybody. So did the narcissist know all along? Well, again, as I mentioned, that's for you to figure out. I hope this video helped you and gave you wisdom and opened your eyes a little bit more to the possibilities of if the narcissist did know or not. I will let you know right now, if the person that you are considering, or people that you are considering that perhaps were toxic, if they cared about you or anyone, none of those behaviors would have taken place. Number two is they would have apologized and meant it. Number three, they would have corrected their behaviors. Number four, their actions would have matched their words. Number five, they would have been there for you when you were ill or your health took a hit, or they would have been there for you when you were down and out, or they would have been there for you for that lunch when you said, hey, can you just come down the street and grab lunch with me for a couple minutes? I just want to talk and just connect. No one's even talking to me. I don't get it. You see, these are the people that were nowhere to be found. These are the people that cared about themselves. These are the people that were either administering the smear campaign or drinking the Kool-Aid from the smear campaign that was coming from the narcissist. And these people are everywhere, just like the narcissist is everywhere. And this is not a video to highlight that the narcissist is all around and that you should be walking the planet looking for narcissism. Quite the opposite. You need to have boundaries. You need to go no contact. You need to insulate and protect yourself. And you need to understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And that now that you've gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle and you've healed, or you are healing, you need to really, really understand that your energy is priceless, your time is invaluable, your resources are necessary, all for yourself, because you gave the best of yourself to somebody who took it, and they did not give you anything back in return other than a relationship that you had to heal from. You see, the narcissist has nothing to heal from. All they will do is go on to other unsuspecting people or recycle people, or maybe even a worse toxic person, and they'll try to manipulate those people and get whatever they want. That's why you need to heal. That's why you need to slow your life down. That's why you need to insulate and protect yourself. That's why you need to have boundaries. And that's why you need to say no, the strongest word in the English language. Remember, when you say no to something or someone, you're saying yes to yourself. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I love doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You're not alone. Remember that, you're not alone. And while you're consuming this video, maybe you're having your breakfast, maybe you're having a cup of tea or coffee, maybe you're getting ready to go to bed, maybe you're on your way home from work, maybe you're unwinding on vacation, or wherever you are, please understand something. These are educational videos meant to support you, to help you, to have you have the ability to wrap your head around what had happened to you. Because at one point, we all were at the end of the relationship. Many of us were discarded. Others of us left the relationship ourselves. But no matter what it was, we shared the same experiences, just with a different person, which is the same dark energy source. Because that's what the narcissist shares. They share the same abusive techniques. We now know that. So be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. The healing path is not linear. It's going to take time. It will take a lot of time. But in your time, you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community. And for those people who have been out of the relationship for quite a long time, and your cup is full and you've healed, and you're back here paying your wisdom forward, please continue to drop comments and share your experiences and insight with the community, because at one point, you too were in a very challenging part of your life, just like I was. But you put yourself back together, or you're doing so, just like I have. And that's why you need to pay it forward. Because all it takes is one person with one comment to give somebody else a light bulb moment, and next thing you know, they are not thinking about the narcissist the way they thought about them. They're now on the healing path, and the healing path is where we all are. We are all headed in the same direction, simply taking different footsteps. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.